2 minutes בעזרת השם, הלכה למצוות תאורייתא. בשעת ומסלחה, today is the 6th of the month of Cheshvan. I know, get easy. Which is already יום חמישי, the 5th day of the week, או פרשת שבת, פרשת לך לך. אנחנו נלמד היום בעזרת השם מצוות לעילוי נשמת רבי מלכיאל בן מיכאל, ברוך השם תנחם מגדל, וגם שלי בת אסתר. Okay, we can talk about this later. Just let's finish the halacha. Okay.
I asked him, Moravir Markel Ben Yafa, he said, which Yafa? You know how many Walamazeh Markel Ben Yafa? You should say the Markel Yafa, Alishai, or whatever it's.
I don't know. That's his business. Okay. Anyway, listen. If you take a look, that's the best proof. The best proof, what I'm telling you is the truth. You will never find any Gdolador, especially any kever of Gdolador with their mother's name. Not Shayach. They always say father's name.
Yeah.
You'll not find. Go look, of course it's father. Rab Chaim is father. Rab Menachem Mendel Schneerson, I saw a kever. There is no such thing. There's no Ashkenaz. Mother is a mistake. It's a big mistake of this generation that has to be corrected. It's happening for the past 34 years. It has to stop. Mother, you cannot say the mother because it's Motzi Laz. You're saying that the mother, Chas v'Shalom, was a prostitute. Because people, yeah, that's what people say. Oh, because we know who the mother is, but we don't know who the father. Chas v'Shalom to talk like this even. Chas v'Shalom. The Torah says that Gemara Shabbat, excuse me, Gemara, לא, סליחה אדוני, גמרא בשבת אומרת שמה, מתי מותר להזכיר אמא? When you have to say mother, only בכוח נפש. Only רפואה שלמה, that's it. Yeah. Because mother has more זכויות than father. But when it comes to ייחוד, I want to ask you a question. When a person dies, who gets the money?
Ben.
Men or the daughters? Ben. Of course the men. 1 second, when the mother dies, who gets the money?
Ben.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. It depends. It could go back to her father's house. That's right. Yes, it could go back to her father's house in certain circumstances. Yes. She could get nothing out of it. So that's the halakha. What's the yichus? The yichus is always father. You must say father. When it comes to Aliyah Torah, when it comes to Lulu Nishmat, you cannot say mother. I don't know where it's coming from. It's a mistake. Okay, gentlemen. Okay, let's go. Weiter. That's right. You don't have to say less than Manishayef. Excuse me. I don't know what the rabbi is talking about. Hashem doesn't know what he's talking about. You don't have to say the Shayef. That's why it says also the same Gemara says. However, if you're in the hospital and you give him mishberach to a sick man right in front of him, you don't have to say his name as well. You just say Achole Hazel. That's it. You don't even have to say his name. Hashem knows. You see over there, it's even better. Don't even say any name. Because Hakadosh Baruch Hu knows. Okay. Now let's go to halacha. Halacha le'maaseh. הלכה למעשה מצוות 59, בית דין חייב לדון בדיני נושא שכר וסוחר. זאת אומרת, you want English now? You're making me crazy. Okay. I love it. Anyway, mitzvah number 59 tells us like this. When you rent a car, here in America, it's totally corruption system. In the Torah, it's not like this. If you rent a car in America and it breaks, who's responsible? The rent-a-car. Yeah. Not true. Halakha is not like this. When you rent something, and you went to an equipment store, you rented whatever you rent from a Jew, you have to know la halacha. If you break it, you're responsible for it. Just like doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You are responsible for whatever you socher. If it's a AF, if you take a equipment and you see it's not working properly, don't take it. But halacha is shomer sachar. When you're renting something, you're becoming like you paid to watch this item. Wow. You paid. Like you are paid much, man. Meaning, when somebody paid you to watch this item, even though you're the one who's renting, the halacha is you're the one who is being paid to watch this item. So meaning, you're fully responsible for the item if anything goes wrong. Now, if it dies and the owner is with you, the halacha is, then it's the owner's responsibility, not your responsibility. If the owner is not there, there's a lot of laws that you're going to have to be paying for it. That's mitzvah number 59. Mitzvah number 60. Mitzvat Beidin Ladun Beidin HaShoel. Now this is the story. A borrower. Mitzvah number 60. Borrower is responsible for everything. No matter what happens to the item, you borrowed it. You borrowed the oldest vehicle in the world. If you borrowed it, you're responsible if it breaks in your hands. Anything happens to the item, you're responsible 100%. That's why people think, oh, let me just borrow a hammer from my friend. Let me just borrow his car. You take a car. All you wanted to do is go do chesed, right? You wanted to go down to KC because the shul, they forgot to buy the halot for Shabbat. You took the car from your neighbor. You didn't know. You took a car. You start driving. You drove. You drove off his lot. 5 minutes later, the car breaks down. The motor goes dead. $1,500 repair. Who has to be responsible for it?
The owner.
The person who borrowed it. Fifth number halacha 60. That's the halacha.
זה גמור היה.
זה לא משנה. You borrowed it, you're responsible. That's the halacha. אם שואל, ברוך ה' לעולם, אמן ואמן.